Hey guys, how's it going? It's me, Jason, part of the Tier Boys crew. Today, we're just going to run down the weekend review. So, me and my fellow brother, you may know him as the famous Dre, the other half of Tier Boys, is with me. And today, we're just want you to pull up a seat and just relax and as Dre and me run down the news of the week and all the interesting topics. We'd love to hear your input after, you hear ours. And yeah, we're just going to get into it. So, Dre, you want to run down the five categories of news we have? We have some interesting stories here, but of all sorts of spectrums of news. So, what do we have here?
Yeah, definitely. Right now we have sound like a sound like I'm on a radio show. Yeah, Ryan. Yeah. So right now we have hype news. Yeah. So right now, we have about five categories. Like we're switching up the. If you're a listener, this could be your first time listening to Tier Boys or no, but this is our official Tier Boys episode. This will be the one debating on Spotify, Amazon, if Amazon has a thing, and Apple Music. This is the one. We would also post the other ones. Everything will be posted on YouTube and everything, but everything else before that was unofficial. But this is our official first tier boys, and we change up the style a little bit. And we're going to talk about things we like to talk about. So the five categories are hype news, which is the things that we're both hyped about or hyped in the culture what people think. Good news, anything that's probably good and warming to us, like hey, a soldier run into their dad or something like that. Oh, hey dad, I
Wholesome,
miss you.
very wholesome,
Bad,
warms
yeah,
your heart.
yeah, very wholesome. Yeah, bad news, you know, fake news, bad anything bad, and common news is like basically anything laughable that we kind of find funny or like wow this is ridiculous. And weird news is anything that we kind of find it's kind of weird that it's it's talked about or it's weird in general. So
In,
these
in a
and we're
million
just
years,
ranking
in
things that we like.
yeah,
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
million years, if you told me
Hmm.
even like as far back as last year, really, and you told me in the future this will happen, I would put in weird news. Like, just I wouldn't believe it. You know, so
100%. Yeah,
yeah, you want to just get into it, Dre?
yeah. Let's go. What's the
All
first one?
right. First one is the Fresh Prince reunion on HBO
Oh
streaming
yeah,
services. 30 years in the making, man. Of one of the best shows, and
yeah. That show's older than us.
to this day, man, dedicated fans. People of all ages, even after born after the show aired, still watch it, still fans of it, and it's great to see a reunion and get the behind the scenes and see how everyone's kind of reflecting in the whole process. So really interesting show, people. Dre, where would you put this special really for Fresh Prince? I can't emphasize enough how great this is.
Yeah, I haven't really watched it yet, but I definitely like saw a lot of clips, and then also saw like I forgot her name. Please forgive me, but the original Aunt Viv
Oh,
and
that
Will
was
Smith,
spoiled in the
they went to
trailer.
the red table. Yeah, right. Spoiler alert. But like
Yeah.
they had their reunion on the Red Table Talk, Jada show, and it was so beautiful because they had like a little beef in the history. It was so beautiful just to see them unite and like hatch the beef because the beef was like really serious, bro. Like, the beef was like because Will Smith basically said he felt threatened by her because he felt like she was so serious and everything, and he felt like when he was younger, came back to childhood trauma, right? That his dad used to abuse him. So what he used to do is like he used to always be comical, be funny, so his dad won't beat him anymore. So he said she like kind of like brought him back to childhood, stuff like that. It's not her fault, right? And so he just kind of didn't really want her on the show, and the producer like, okay, we gotta make Will happy, okay? and so they kind of just kicked her off and they slandered her name and everything. So this is hype news. I'm excited to see this because it's good to see the cast that we love together, and to see like I guess people that were friends and then they were kind of rivals for almost 30 years, and to come back together for this, like this is beautiful. And obviously for uh so one person couldn't make it. What's Uncle Phil's name?
James Avery, he's Shredder, man. He's
James, yeah,
Uncle
James
Phil
Avery.
and Shredder.
Yeah,
Those
like
are the two
right.
roles we all know him. But he seemed like a great man, and an interesting thing too with the
Yeah.
show, the cast, and I forgot who I'm quoting. It might have been Will, but they were spending more time with each other than with their own family. So it's interesting you talked about, hey,
Wow.
Will Smith going through his his rocky relationship with his dad. That's an understatement. And then now being in the show, and then Aunt Viv's original actress kind of being like a surrogate parent to him, just because he's spending more time with her than with
Hmm.
his own dad. So that's gonna be an interesting reunion to watch, and I can't understate how, or overstate rather, how great it is to see everyone reunite. Again, like you said, whether they're putting the beef past them or not, or just reminiscing, about, hey, the times they had with,
Yeah,
with James
definitely.
Avery, and those scenes, and we know I'm not gonna say which scenes in case you haven't watched The Fresh Prince of Bel Air, watch it. There's some scenes, as we know,
Wait,
that
I'm not.
were improvised, that weren't in the
Hmm.
script, and they weren't just like jokes, right? There were some real hard hitting moments, So it's great to see the cast come together again. So definitely, man, I'm hype for it. So check it out, people.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
All right. So next, Harry Styles in a dress. So I'll say this caveat, just to kind of give you a direction where the discussion I want to take this is. Maybe you want to go there. It's not so much him in the dress, but the reaction. So let's just put Harry Styles in a dress plus the controversy that shouldn't be a controversy
Okay.
surrounding it. So where would you put that, all
Yeah,
things
that's
considered?
fair.
And then we'll get
So
into it.
backstory, a little backstory. He's actually the first man to be on Vogue magazine solo act out of like 100, like almost 100 years or something like that. So that's pretty epic for him. Obviously, you gotta wear a dress. All right, cool. But like the whole hysteria about like Kansas Owens, like this is hurting manhood and that, like shut up. Um, I just think it's weird that it. I think it's a weird news, not because he's in a dress, just because like the reactions of people really like care that he's in a dress. Like, yo, it's Harry Styles. He's a freak. He's from One Direction. Like, who cares about him in the sense of like what he does? Like, he's an entertainer. Like, look
Yeah.
at Prince. Prince wore like assless pants back in the '80s, and this, you
Oh yeah.
like that was crazy back then.
Him and
Now
David
he's wearing.
Bowie
It's not even like he's wearing like
him and David Bowie in the
yeah.
80s,
So
bro. How did these two men get so many women, and they were in dresses and makeup all the time, and obviously put out amazing music, but it feels like a non-issue, man. You know what I'm saying? Where I
yeah,
wouldn't say, I mean, it's news. It feels like a neutral news, but it's kind of weird, just the backlash that has to go into it with Candace Owens and other
Jay,
outspoken people.
before you heard all the criticism,
Yeah.
before you heard all the criticism, when you heard Harry Styles is in the dress, what was your truly first reaction? Like, oh, okay.
Let me tell you something.
Like, what did you
Guess what I
think?
heard
Because I was
first?
like,
Which did I
okay,
hear? The outrage, or
what?
or him in
Oh,
the
you heard the
dress?
negative. Yeah, you heard the outrage. Of course, you heard the
And
outrage.
guess
Yeah,
what I heard?
that's how we
Oh,
know
what's
about
going
it.
on? Oh, he's just in a dress? Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
So I mean, you could say it's good news because breaking gender roles or norms, You could say it's bad news. I think it's perfectly fine news. Maybe we should need a fine category, but I think it's weird with the outrage,
Hmm.
and it's crazy that
Yeah,
people have to defend like AOC today was just defending him. That hey, it's cool he's in a dress.
yeah.
That's fine.
And I'm like,
You
we're
know.
still in COVID. Like, why we're talking about him in dress? Like, let's
Yeah,
get these
yeah.
vaccines going so I could
Ah,
freaking see my
oh,
grandma.
that'll be
You know?
another issue. The anti-max will turn into anti-vaccine in a few months. So let's that'll be another news day, people. But yeah, I mean I put weird news for the controversy, but him in a dress is just such a non-issue, people. So that's where I would consider it. Not weird.
Yeah.
He's in a dress. Just the some insecure people out there. That's all I'm saying. Women could wear pants, men could wear dresses. Sure. Yeah. All right. Let's get a little technical. So Instagram recently announced the what is it, Dre? The IG guide, the Instagram guide.
Yeah. So, like, this was just added like before the podcast, and Jay was like, "Yo, we got to talk about it."
Yeah.
So I was just on Instagram, and then I just see this feature, which is like basically it's called Instagram Guide, which basically you could blog on Instagram in a way, right? So you could just put up pictures and you share your tips and everything all in one area, and it's like nicely formatted. It looks like those old types of blogs and everything. So just thinking about that and thinking about what we could do with our platform of Tier Boys, and Jason is like he's really into writing and everything, and I'm like, whoa, Jason, like here's an avenue for you in on the social media platform of just like writing things down because
Yeah,
like
but
that's stuff
Dre,
you like, and like you
I
definitely
use
have to check out that
Instagram.
feature.
But here's the thing, Dre. Here's the thing. I use Instagram mostly for
Hmm.
my booty pics, man. You know what I'm saying? I love my thirst trap pics, man.
Listen,
That's
listen.
come on.
Yo,
The
this should have been.
writing
This
is
should have
is just
been. We
second
should
to
have talked
that.
about. We should have talked about Pope Francis like in a booty pic on his Instagram.
Oh,
He got it like he. So I mean, it probably wasn't him. It's probably whoever ran his account. But I mean, there's still a 1% chance it was him. That he liked this booty pic of some like girl. Her booty was out. So you're right. Most people don't want to read. They're like, hey, I don't want to read this. I want more booty. So, but but this is definitely great for like people building their brands and everything
right,
and having everything in one because Instagram also have a shopping feature. They're like kind of competing with Amazon and
right.
everything, so everything is gonna be Instagram because now I'm more likely to buy because out of all the social medias, not including YouTube, Instagram is taking most of my day, especially with
Yeah,
my skate
yeah.
at SkateMon16
I
account.
Skatemon
Little
16. You
plug.
heard it, people. Go check him out. Follow him there. If you're an inline skating enthusiast or just a roller skater or any type of fan or connoisseur of, I guess, wheel sports, check him out. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's good news. I mean, it seems counterintuitive to the foundation of Instagram. Like, hey, it's about just pictures.
Yeah,
So, but I think they're trying to be more professional now, I guess, especially when they're
yeah,
like you
definitely.
said, you have Amazon that already kind of gets a cut of profits from products and everything. Now Instagram's like, hey, we've been used as an advertisement platform as well, not just pictures. Let's now give more of a push, a promotion for people to expand their businesses and maybe even get a cut of that with the shopping part. So
No,
I think
definitely, yeah.
it's good news. I always get a little hesitant when social media does something new, considering Instagram's owned by Zuckerberg, and you see how Facebook has panned out over the years. It's like, eh.
Of
So
course, yeah.
yeah, so maybe Instagram will be boosted by this, or maybe it'll be its downfall. But this does seem like a good news, in line with, hey, what we do and other independent businesses or creators do, rather than just my booty pics. So or your skating vids. So you know, maybe I'll have to stop posting my booty pics now, man. Maybe I'll focus more on guides now. Take my
Yeah.
branding to a new
You know,
direction.
then I
Yes.
finally could like unblock you and finally, yeah.
Yeah, Pope Francis might stop following
Yeah.
me after
Yeah.
this,
He
but
might like.
he
He
might.
might double
Yeah.
tap on you. You
Yeah.
know. So yeah.
All right.
Oh God.
So, uh, next, Jingle Jangle. I think this is very interesting, and I think it's an important movie to talk about. Even though it seems like a very low key movie, I think it's a very very important movie to talk about. I put in good news. Uh, have you heard about this movie,
Okay.
Dre? Have you seen any commercials or trailers of it? This is
No, this
yeah
slipped.
yeah. So, Forrest Whitaker, Keegan Michael Key, quite a few other actors. Are in a Christmas movie that guess what is fantasy and has great set
Oh wow, with
designs and
black
kind of
people.
this,
Wow.
and guess what, yeah, exactly, predominantly black main cast. So that's great to hear, very wholesome in my opinion, where hey, you can have a magical Christmas movie and guess what, with black leads, you know so I think that's a really nice angle. I haven't seen the movie myself, but I think it's important to kind of acknowledge a movie like that, where hey, the whole family can watch it.
No, yeah.
There's a little bit of a fantastical element to it, and Christmas and holiday spirit to it, where families could just enjoy, and have a predominantly black cast. I think it's a nice thing. It's a very wholesome thing, like I said. So hey, maybe we'll get the U log started in a few weeks and watch it. I'd be down for that.
Oh,
So,
definitely, yeah. Oh, yeah.
yeah, yeah. I
Gotta
think
check
it's
that
it's
out.
very very good news, definitely. Next, we have our guy from high school, our angsty high school days. I don't know if you're a big fan
Day
of
and
him.
night,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
toss and turn, and then a man.
Mr. Kid Cudi himself, Mr. Scott Mescudi. Yeah, that's his name. So Kid Cudi has started his own label, Mad Solar, and Dre. I don't know if you. This is more for me. We kind of pick what stories we like in the past few weeks and go over them. It's kind of free flowing discussion. If you have any suggestions, people, feel free to voice them, or again through our Instagram or Twitter, reach out to us. We'd be happy to cover topics. And here's an interesting one. I guess this covers the music side. Uh, with Kid Cudi having his own label, man, I think it's a long time coming. Like I said, we listened to him in high school. That was his heyday, and for
No,
him
it's hype.
to
It's hype
have a
news, man.
yeah. I'm excited. I mean, given his controversial teacher, his mentor, I guess in a way, Kanye, so to speak, doing his own thing with good music, and seeing Kid Cudi now branch off. I think Kid Cudi these last few years has been very busy. I guess maybe self confidence has been coming back. Collaborating with Kanye. Whether you think Kanye's a
No,
good
yeah.
or bad person, he's still a musical genius. So I think that kind of
And
gave
even
him
the
a
people he inspired,
yeah, exactly.
like people like Travis, like he's like, yo, Kid
That's
Cudi
true.
was the guy for me, and so many
Yeah,
other artists. So
yeah,
like, imagine he could sign people, like, and they trust him, or artists usually
yeah.
trust artists. So
Exactly,
that's a
man.
good. That's good for the music
J.
for the little
Cole,
guys.
Kid Cudi, Drake, and Kendrick Lamar, I think were that new generation wave, from the
Yeah,
2010s, and Big Sean. But
yeah,
I
yeah,
think Kid Cudi and Drake were like the two first, what I'm saying, the first ones to get out, because it was Lil Wayne's protege and Kanye's protege,
yeah.
and the two of them set the stage that again inspired like Travis Scott and others down the line. Like Trippy Red, I could tell had some influence. Juice World. A lot of rappers,
Oh yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
are very, very popular in this day and age. So see him do his own label, sure. I'm glad if he's in his right headspace because he did struggle with drugs and depression, and it's great to see him kind of move past that and build his own thing. So I can't wait to see what artists they promote, and what music they
Hmm.
produce. So yeah, yeah, we'll see where it takes off, man. Gotta respect that. So I'm hyped. Next, talk about branding and expanding, man. Nothing like the Ball family, right? The Guess what? The best sport in the world. Sorry, I mean inline skating's pretty good, but you gotta admit basketball's up there.
Yeah, it's basketball is my first love.
My problem is
You
it's
know,
complete opposites. The one sport without protection at all. No helmet, no pads, no basketball. And then you have skating
yeah,
where you
right.
need a
It's the
lot of.
most dangerous.
And guess what? Basketball is more dangerous than skating. That's the crazy
No,
part.
yeah,
But
100%.
but you
Well, let
got
me
to
tell you
give
something
props.
funny too.
Yeah. What's
With this draft, I only look forward to it because Lamelo Ball, like because I was so hyped for him to
yeah.
get drafted, and
The 2020 draft, man,
I'm Levar,
is
I'm under the Levar spell,
yeah.
like oh Levar. So and I was just like I want to see his reaction, and it was just the Warriors picked a really good pick, and like it's exciting. I
James
mean, sorry what
Wiseman,
happened
yes,
to Clay
Wiseman's.
Thompson.
Yep.
Yeah, like they needed that pick, and like they needed a big man, and he's pretty like versatile, and he's a big. So remember they got shooters everywhere, so
Yep.
it's good that they have someone pretty big because the Warriors are pretty small.
But
So,
in terms
but
of
but
talent,
him being picked by Jordan,
yeah.
yeah, him being
Le-
picked by Jordan, LaMelo, like I just want to see LeVar versus Jordan. Like this is now we get the chance. Like LeVar's gonna, he's
it's
gonna
not about Lamelo
he's gonna
anymore.
call it on action.
Now
It's
that
not about him
Charlotte picked
anymore.
him,
Now
it's
he's like, hey,
about his dad.
hey, Jordan, I want a 1-on-1 for 30 million. Let's go.
That's why I'm putting it comical. Not the NBA draft.
Yeah,
It's great. I'm wishing everyone the best, but I definitely think Lamelo's the most talented. Now, while James Wiseman's a good
yeah,
fit,
definitely.
like you said, Lamelo's talent. I think very talented. I think his
Yeah,
dad did a good job of kind of promoting
marketing.
him and marketing him, and now the two legends, Michael J. Jordan and LaVar Ball, I don't know his middle name, now get to be neighbors in Charlotte, and I hope that antics ensue. Obviously, fun antics, comical antics, nothing too bad, and Lamelo has a good career. Having Michael Jordan
And the
himself
crazy thing
promote
too,
and his dad, it'll
I
be
feel sorry for these
interesting.
rookies. I feel sorry for these rookies because they about to start in like 3 weeks. You like what
Oh,
the hell
yeah,
is going on?
yeah,
Like what's going on? Like, yeah, I know the COVID thing ain't the NBA
yeah,
is a business, right? But
yeah.
damn, they if they do bad, you cannot say, "Well, these rookies
You
suck this
can't,
year."
you
It's
can't.
like they have no prep. They're gonna they're because remember they got to go to the city, then quarantine for like 2 weeks, and
Yep,
then the next week, what the training can't like it's it's I
it's a
really
rush.
the
Yeah,
ones that are do really well this year, they're gonna be great because they're working under crazy pressure, and
yeah,
I really
yeah,
hope this just draft class do well because the odds are in their favor, man.
yeah, yeah. So
So good luck to
yeah,
this. Yeah,
definitely, man. It's. I'm
2020 COVID
yeah.
season.
Please be over, but
What?
we're just gonna have to be
Yeah.
smart before then. So good luck to them and how they're gonna tackle it. I don't know if they're gonna have a bubble. So we'll see. Maybe everyone just stays over Lavar and Michael's house. I don't know. Everyone sleep over there. But it'll be
Hmm.
interesting. The Charlotte Hornets all of a sudden became an interesting team after being ignored for decades, or let's say 10 years, really. Anyway, feels like a decades. Feels like decades. All right, let's go. Let's nerd out a bit, man. Hey, here's our next topic. Our next story here is it's the PS5, man. So finally, it's out. So yeah, we interesting library
Finally,
kicked
I got my
off.
PS4 like 3 years ago.
Well, there you
I'm
go,
so
man.
mad. Like this to me, this is bad news, but we really want to. It's not really about the PS4. It's about Miles Morales. It's
Hmm.
about. I cannot wait. Actually, I
Yep.
have the game. I didn't get a chance to play it because like school and stuff.
Yeah.
But man,
What a way
that
to
Miles
kick it
Morales
off.
game looks amazing. The Jaden Smith music. First of all, Jaden. I never thought I'd say this in my life. I love Jaden Smith music. Like he be coming in clutch when I need him to come in.
Right.
Like, he is Spider Man. Like because he also did the movie the movie Miles Morales
Soundtrack.
into the Spider Verse. He also did it sound he did like two songs or one song on that.
Right.
It was like a really good song, and you know like he's really like into that like nerd stuff. So he would make a Batman song. But man, that song, that game was amazing. Everybody I know, most of our friends that got it, they're like, "Yo, man, this is great." Um, I don't like that they changed Peter's face, but yeah, yeah, like I mean, are you excited for the PS5? Like I'm gonna get I'm gonna get a PC, bro. I don't know about you. I mean, you have a
Oh,
PC,
you know my
but
answer when it
I'm
comes
gonna change
PC
over to
versus
PC gaming.
PS5. I'll
Yeah,
take you to the computer store,
yeah.
man. We going shopping. Black Friday, Cyber
No,
Monday
please, yeah,
shopping.
because
You know, yeah,
no,
man.
please, because that's my next step.
Yeah, yeah, so definitely, seriously. If we could do it, let's say in a few weeks. So we'll see. Get some new
Yeah.
hardware for the podcast while we're at as well.
Hmm.
So I'll say this with the PS5, I think the graphics have stagnated since I think like the PS3, and the PS5 doesn't look
Yeah.
like a big jump. And I think there's
Hmm.
going to be some promising games. Definitely, new God of War. We could look forward to Elder Scrolls, I guess. New Final Fantasy. Cool, but I don't feel as compelled until you give me a new Persona, new Persona game or a really cool Uncharted game or something. Or a new Arkham game because Suicide Squad ain't cutting it. Gotham Knights ain't cutting it. So Final
Because I
Fantasy
think they're
ain't
still
cutting
coming
it.
for the PS4 though.
What's that?
They're still. I think Gotham Knight and Suicide Squad's still going to come to the PS4.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm
Yeah.
all right. As long as this game's coming on PS4, I think I could be wrong. As
Right.
long as there's games coming on PS4, I'm not budging. Like it's gonna be hard for me because like the exclusives are like everything for me.
Yeah.
That's the only. But
I'm
I prefer PC, man.
and
I'm
I'll
going
say
PC.
this. I'll say this. I'm actually gonna. This is a little. Again, I think this is neutral news because I feel at the PS5, the back orders are ridiculous. Where they over ordered. No, they underproduced and over pre-ordered for
Yeah,
people. So the fact that there's this wait for the PS5 is ridiculous, and I think that's bad news. And that's you can only push out 1 million consoles, yet you're having 5 million pre-orders. I don't think is right. You know.
yeah.
And personally, I guess I'm just gonna wait for a PS5 Slim when it comes. Like just a Slim.
Hmm.
So
No, yeah. Which is
yeah,
like three hundred
yeah.
dollars or something.
When it dips and when they make they'll make the upgrade version. So I don't know. Maybe I'll switch to Xbox in that sense. But the Miles Morales game, for Spider-Man, it's a nice strong start. So we'll see. Cheers to more gaming, and hey, if it's PC gaming, definitely Dre. I know a few games, a few uh, game launchers to check out and get some good deals as well. So we'll see you at that next jump. Anyway, so switching back to I guess movie and nostalgia, the Shark Boy and Lava Girl sequel. Man, this is I did not see. I knew this was a thing, but I didn't think I would live to see the day to see the sequel trailer at
Is that
least
are
drop.
those the? I know Shock Boy. That's not Teller, but is that the original girl? That's not her,
I
right?
believe
They
it.
got two new people.
I believe it's
Are you
her,
sure? Because
man.
she, you know,
If you, if you,
she was in a movie with Oh yeah, I think it is her. I mixed up the girl from Spy Kids. Oops, sorry, racist. Yeah,
oh,
they're different people. Yeah, sorry, my bad.
oh no.
Yeah. I saw the trailer. I laughed. I laughed. I was like, I have to understand like this isn't made for me.
Sounds
It's made
comical.
for the children. But guess what? The kids weren't made 15 years ago. Those little kids that they're marketing this towards weren't made 15 years ago, right?
No.
So like, who are you trying to sell this to? But what who's your audience? Because now the little kids got to go back watch this terrible CGI movie that was before the time, and then go
Yep.
jump into this. And it looked really like really bad acting. Like if it the CGI was bad, everything was bad. And listen, I love myself some kid movies and cartoons, but damn, it's like they didn't put no effort. They're like, yo, let's just who wants to see some Shark Boy and Lava Girl? I do. Okay, like no one asked for this. No
Yep.
one's like,
Yep.
yo, we need a Shark Boy or Kingdom
Now,
Hearts
now
3,
is
people
the
are like, but when
time.
is it gonna come out? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like no one cared for it. It was on no one's radar. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I feel with sequels that come in a weird spot, like 13 years when the hype dies down, makes me nervous because there
yeah,
was some things behind the scenes like production, like the director may be fighting for it and it just didn't pan out and they're like, "All right, let's just rush it out." Like let's just put it
yeah,
out
and
there.
I feel
That
like that's what
happened
happened.
that happened with a few 90s sitcoms. What I'm saying? Dumb and Dumber 2. I heard the Bill and Ted sequel was good, but but other than that, right? Yeah, Dumb and
Really?
Dumber
Oh,
2
okay.
was panned. Zoolander 2 was panned. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like, wow, you waited like 15 years for the sequel. It makes me nervous. Even that new
For
Spy Kids,
trash.
right? That new Spy Kids a few years ago. Talk about Robert Rodriguez movies.
Oh
That
yeah,
new
yeah,
Spy
yeah.
Kids movie, I heard was a big flop. I didn't feel like watching it anymore, man. I felt like I outgrew it. Didn't really, like I wasn't the hype died down for me. So I not looking forward to it, but hey, maybe some kids will like it. The first one was just weird to me. I was like, all right, they're playing around, but it's not something I'll watch like two or three times more. And definitely a sequel will be all right, sure, it exists. Someone will watch it. So we'll see. Oh man, of all the movies to get a sequel. All right. There we go. Two more stories we have, people, for our weekly rundown. And next, so Dre, getting a little political here, but very necessary to talk about with all the craziness in the world. Well, student debt relief bill that Elizabeth Warren introduced
Man,
in the Senate. So you want,
come on, baby,
yeah,
come on, baby. Let's get
this
this.
is bad
Yo,
news,
I
I'm
am hyped
sure,
for this.
right? This is
Like, hey, I
oh,
paid
I
all
want to
my
pay
student loans
more,
off.
pull
What?
more
What about
loans.
me?
I want to pay
What
higher
about me?
interest.
Huh? You
Yeah.
gotta listen. This is so good in a sense of this is so hype news
Practical.
because
Has to be
people are
practical, man.
suffering from the student. It's not because there's many factors why student loans suck, right? And you can say, well, you should have chose this. Like you let an 18-year-old decide where to go the rest of their life, and then you give them the easiest loan they could ever get in their whole life. If they 18-year-old try to get a business loan for 20,000, they're like, show me your job receipt, show
Yep.
me this. A
Yep.
student loan, they're like, yeah, sure, anyone could get it.
Yep.
Just tell me what your parents do, and then we'll f them over if you never pay. So, um, as someone that went to community college and went to a SUNY school, um, it doesn't hurt me bad. Like my loans is pretty low. I can pay it off in a year. But other people I know that have $100,000 on the head, $80,000. This relief supposedly is supposed to like at least clear 50,000 um
Yeah.
from people that are in debt, which is amazing because these freaking Sally Mays and these companies charge interest rate out the ass,
Yep.
right? So
Yep.
there's two things that you could solve this problem. You could get rid of this ridiculous interest rate, and then people could pay what they want in like a very small interest rate, and at a fixed number, or you could do the relief.
Yeah.
Like there is money in the government because you see the wall that Trump was building being built. There's money a lot of places. A
Well,
lot of these
look at
politicians being very shady with the money gone.
look at these
Hmm.
PPE loans. being handed out to these big businesses or corporations that cowtailed to the administration. You know what I'm saying? Even Kanye got one. So I'm like, where's this for people? Why can't people get like $1,300? So raising the minimum wage and addressing student loans, which make up $1.5 trillion of the national debt, I believe, and that is ridiculous. I think that's like 12% of the national debt.
You
So
know,
it's not even people buying houses or
you
anything,
know how
man.
much like
It's
it'll
just
help
going to
the
school,
economy.
just
Like
getting an education.
if someone doesn't if
Yeah,
someone doesn't spend 300 a month, right, on student loans or whatever, let's say three to
yeah,
four, they could save that up by a house going to the economy. They could save
yeah,
that spend up the
exactly.
economy. If we get rid of like the massive debt of people, not like because people complain, millennials don't go out anymore. They're killing businesses because they want to stay home and
What?
cook.
What
Well,
type of
yeah, because a
craziness?
lot of them are, yeah,
That is
yeah. I mean, that's what you
crazy.
hear. Like
I've
people
never
will
heard that.
complain on like
That is
these news
nuts.
stations. Yeah, you know, it's
Uh,
it's it's like Fox complaining about that, and I'm like, bro, like to be honest, and there's other people that complain like, oh, Buffalo Wild Wings are mad. Like, oh, they don't want to eat no more anymore out.
you can't.
It's
It's
like
too
because like
pricey.
people can't find a house. They can't find a house. They can't, people still live with their parents. Oh, when I was 19, I moved out. Yeah, because our house was 20,000 back in the day,
Yeah.
and I get, so
Student
this
loans
is
weren't
great. This is
20,000.
great. This
you
is
you move into
reasonable.
your
Exactly. It
student
was, yeah,
loans now.
yeah.
And that's the thing, man. I know people who work jobs
I
and
just
they
caught your joke. I appreciate that joke. That was good. You can't move in your
good
student loans.
catch
That was
then.
good.
Good catch. And that's the thing, man. I know people who just they work like three jobs, and yeah, lazy, right? So definitely hype
Hmm.
news if this gets through the Senate. We'll see how the Senate goes because it's up to Georgia, which is saying a lot to see the fate of this country. And who knows if it's just all talk, right? If it's all talk, or they carry through with it. They carry through with it. So it'd be
Mm.
great because again, people have more spending power. You know, if this in conjunction with raising the minimum wage, helps the federal minimum wage, which is ridiculously low. It's lower than let's say for example New York's, right? So it has to change after these 40 years of being stagnant. So it would help. It'd help. Encourage people to spend. There you go, economy, right? Basics. The consumer will buy goods now. So all right, man. Last story. I'll let you give your take before me, because I do know a
So
little more about this topic, but I want to hear where you put it
I have,
first. So this is for people
I have
listening.
two opinions.
This is the Mike
Yeah.
Tyson
Oh yeah.
Roy Jones Jr. fight. So Dre, where do you think the Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. fight taking place on November
So I have
twenty
two
eighth? Where does it
opinions.
fit?
Well, I have two opinions. So, oh wow, I thought it was November 21st. Okay, that's good. So it's definitely happening. So two opinions. Like I could go either way. So let me go. Let me say hype news first. I'm not saying it's guaranteed. I
Okay,
say hype news because I'm
first.
excited to see it. The last 2 years, I really got into boxing. Right? I'm a big fan. I really like Anthony Joshua, especially how he came back from Reese. The Tyson Fury. Like I like what's his name? This Ryan, fuck, I forgot his name. Young kid, and he's like I like boxing. I'm getting used to the culture
Right.
of boxing, right? So to see, I don't know too. I know Roy Joyce Jr. is obviously Hall of Fame, one of the
Yeah.
greats. But he, we're talking about current Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to, like current Mike Tyson's still crazy, and
Yeah.
I saw him train. Like I'm excited to see this. Okay, but now if I take a stance of like, this is bad news. I don't want to see no old behind people fight.
But guess what?
Like, like, yeah, done. But I want to see it. I want to see
Yeah.
it. What's your take on it? Because
I think yeah, I think with Mike Tyson, it's interesting to see him kind of have his redemption. I think with him and Snoop Dogg,
Yeah, that's true.
they've kind of carved out a niche that Mr. T has not been able to carve out still with the internet. You know what I'm saying? Even Arnold Schwarzenegger carved
Hmm.
out this
Oh yeah,
niche of the internet where, hey, we're past our primes, but we're still us. And I'm still waiting for Mr. T to
yeah.
get to catch on. I'm like, Mr. T, come on, we want to see a viral, like shout out or something, like Snoop Dogg be doing or Mike Tyson, So this is gonna be interesting because I think uh, Mike Tyson's still, hey, he's still a threat, man. Even through all the controversy and drama, ups and downs he's been through
Hmm.
after his career, he's still a beast. 54-year-old Mike Tyson is still Mike Tyson. so,
Oh
so
yeah.
I think it'll be a hype fight. Will it be a good fight? I guess because again, Roy Jones Jr. is, it's not like Mike Tyson's go up against like someone 25-year-old in
Yeah,
their
yeah,
prime.
yeah.
So I think Roy Jones Jr. Okay, that's his level. This will definitely be better than Logan Paul versus
Who you
KSI.
think's taking it? Who you think is taking it?
Um, I'd say Tyson because I
Oh,
think he has more
yeah,
durability
yeah,
than
Tyson.
Jones Jr. I don't think Tyson
Yeah,
tapered off as much as Jones Jr. did towards their and later years in their career. You know what I'm saying?
but defend Roy
And
to Junior, defend Junior though.
yeah,
I think he's more consistent with boxing throughout the years because Tyson took like he shut it down,
yeah,
and
yeah.
recently he
Tyson
got
was
back
on and
training into
off. Yeah,
boxing
he
and
was
stuff.
on and off. Yeah,
So that could help Roy like that he was straight consistent in it because he that's just part of, like Tyson like I don't want to train no more because it gets my dick hard. That's literally what he said, and I don't want to be that
quote.
person. That's
Yep,
literally what he said.
quote for
Yeah,
quote.
quoted
Yeah,
by Mike Tyson.
word for word.
But a funny part, the undercards are Logan. What's his name? Not Logan. Jake Paul versus Nate Robinson. So
Yep,
I don't know if
there
you
you
did
go,
know this.
people. If you're not
Yeah.
watching
So
that Tyson fight, Jake Paul versus
that is
Nate
so random.
Robinson, definitely.
That's
The
so
the
random.
the
How did
Oh
that
man,
set up?
the
I'd rather see KSI versus Logan 3. Like what
yeah,
the
just
heck?
watch Logan
Like
lose again.
like Nate.
yeah.
What did Nate Robinson want to? He's like, I guess I box. Who do you think's gonna win that one? Really quick.
They just had to pick someone, just anyone, fight Jake Paul. Yeah, so that'll be interesting to watch Jake Paul lose. So
Yeah.
yeah, so that's about it for stories, man. We'll see. I got Tyson.
Yeah.
Do you
Oh
have
well, we did
Tyson?
have one thing.
You
We
know.
forgot something.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
Tyson easily.
All
We did
right.
forget. Bad news is that COVID is rising. So
12 million
please wear your
cases.
mask.
12 million cases, people. Yes, stay
12
safe out there.
million.
Wear your
Oh
mask,
my
like Dre
God.
said. Yes.
Oh yeah.
And just a few weeks ago, we had like
Yeah.
10 million. So yeah, it's interesting. I have friends
Hmm.
in Japan. They said there's like let's say 500 cases. I'm like, well, you haven't. Well, New York City got you beat, man. Like
Wow.
2,000. So try top that. Even though I believe Tokyo has a higher population than New York City. So, yeah. Again, it's just say be smart, be safe. And that's our lesson. Take care of
Definitely.
yourselves out there. We
Hmm.
appreciate you. And Dre, you want to send us off? Any last comments?
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. First of all, thank you guys for listening. Hopefully, if this is on it's on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Tier Boys. Just like and subscribe, leave a comment, let us know what you think. Spotify, Apple, give us 5 stars, give us a review, let us know what you think, and follow us on Instagram. Tier Boys. It's like give us 5 stars and let us know what you think.
Yeah, hey,
Like
up to you guys.
yeah,
We
but give
appreciate
us
you
a
just
yeah,
stopping by,
but give us
listening.
5.
no,
Nah, yeah,
no, we
but
appreciate.
yeah, just if you can, it'll help. It'll be nice. But yeah, follow us on Instagram. We're gonna start using our Instagram more. We did a rebranding, so I'm very excited for like this episode and more to come. And yeah, and just shout outs to you, man, and to Tier Boys and our other Tier Boys, that will be on the other episodes and stuff that you guys met. So yeah, so thanks for having us in your homes and in your cars, and we will see you guys later. Tier boys
Tier
out.
boys out. Take care, guys.